To prepare for today's competition, we did some research on Norwegian culture to help us get an idea about what it would really feel like to be in Norway right now. And there was one Norwegian word that stood out to us: dugnad. The idea of people coming together in pursuit of a common goal really excited us, which is why we wanted to include elements of dugnad when coming up with a strategy for the Salmon Zero line today. You asked us to consider how 21st century concerns will transform the fishery and aquaculture sector. Thus, we conducted our analysis, keeping in mind how international treaties may impact the sector, but also how COVID-19 has changed consumer habits. And this brought us to our solution: zeroing in, branding, building, and broadening the Salmon Zero line, which will generate an ROI of 33% over the next decade. Our analysis showed that there is ample opportunity available for the Salmon Zero line to succeed due to its sustainable, innovative, and profitable characteristics. But we also needed to consider the great challenges that orbit the fishery and aquaculture product sector, such as the need for end-to-end sustainability, in addition to broader trends, such as the greater need for omni-channel strategies to provide a seamless shopping experience for consumers. And we also conducted significant research into ideal customer segments to target. We came up with 3 criteria to compare each of the customer segments to. And we found that those aged 26 to 50 years old are the most attractive segment for the Salmon Zero line to target. Now I want you to meet conscious Camilla and salmon lover Sven. Both Camilla and Sven should be the ideal customer for Salmon Zero line, as our analysis shows that it will attract those who are passionate about sustainability and convenience, but also those who are willing to pay a little bit more for a premium product. Now, once we identified our ideal target customer segment, we moved to find the most appropriate region to launch the Salmon Zero line in. We took into account a series of criteria, such as market size and logistical capabilities, and we found that Europe is the most optimal market to launch Salmon Zero in. I will now pass you on to Aidan to talk you through consumers' willingness to pay for carbon neutral salmon.
Thanks, Kate. One of the key considerations presented to us in the brief was around the willingness to pay for carbon neutral salmon, or in other terms, what premium this added benefit can elicit from consumers' wallets. Our analysis has shown that the carbon zero emissions or importance of product information is just one contributing factor of willingness to pay for salmon products. Instead, factors such as convenience, freshness, and taste rank higher. Luckily, Salmon Zero is a strong product that already caters to these consumer preferences, since it's free from antibiotics, ready to cook, and has a characteristic freshness and taste shaped by the Norwegian glacial terroir. By leveraging IDA's attributes, this will ensure an innovative, sustainable, and profitable solution. All these considered, we were led to the following problem statement: what strategy should Salmon Zero take to position itself among key target markets to meet consumer megatrends and remain competitive over the next 10 years? I'll now walk you through our solution. Today, we present to you Zeroing In, a 3-phase solution that will consolidate the branding, building, and broadening of Salmon Zero across Europe over the course of the next decade. And through this solution, we will also be hitting on the 14th Sustainable Development Goal of Life Below Water, the 17th goal of Partnering for Success, and the 11th goal of creating more sustainable cities and communities. Salmon Zero is a pioneering product in the sustainable food space, and we believe customers will be just as excited about the quality produce as we are. However, whilst analysing your web touchpoints, we identified an opportunity for more direct communication, which will crucially allow consumers to easier access information on Salmon Zero's brand values, awards, and most importantly, sales channels. We recommend updating your website to list and direct consumers to all current and future locations where Salmon Zero will be sold. We also recommend that you create brand-specific Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages for customers to more easily engage and access targeted information about your unique product and supply chain. This will further create the brand premium that carbon neutrality on its own cannot. In the hugely competitive Norwegian salmon market, it's the brand's personality that attracts and retains customers. As such, we are proposing the following catchphrase: zero compromise, zero carbon, zero fuss. And this will be prominently featured on the website and socials. Alongside this, we suggest having Salmon Zero certified by more eco-labels to give it a competitive edge. We found that the ASC and Nordic Swan eco-label were most aligned to the product and so would be likely approved. I'll now pass you on to Jasmine to walk us through the rest of the solution.
Thanks, Aidan. Phase 2 of the zeroing in solution is concerned with making channel choices for distribution and marketing to connect the product to our identified consumer groups. Our recommendation for the last mile is taking an omni-channel approach, encompassing both brick and mortar and e-commerce, also known as bricks and clicks retailers. We recommend that Salmon Zero focuses initially on multi-channel partnerships such as Coop and Spa before moving into additional specific online or retail stores. You also asked us, what products should IDA focus on moving forward? Given this multi-channel distribution and the tastes of the target consumer groups, we recommend focusing on the 2 loin products. However, we believe that the gutted fish should still be offered like the boxed loin via online platforms only. Once we've gone the last mile, then begins the sprint, an integrated marketing plan for Salmon Zero with 3 key pillars. The digital presence through a paid social media campaign and key opinion leaders such as the athlete Erling Haaland. Secondly, a retail presence is important with special emphasis on conversion through point of sale marketing. Initial price promotions in retail stores will allow customers to try the product for a competitive price in the hopes that they see and taste the benefits and are willing to pay a premium price in future. Finally, engagement will be fostered through the use of PR and a microsite that hosts recipe for the salmon, including informative videos, facts, and other materials to enhance the experience of the consumer. Phase 3 of this plan is about encompassing future prospects and opportunities for growth. There are 2 key avenues that IDA should consider in their 10-year plan: regional rollout and product extension. Our analysis suggests that Europe was an ideal market to focus on in the midterm, but to secure future growth, IDA should look to expand to other regions across the globe. The second option is additional new products. Given the strong consumer preference for convenience and easy to prepare fish, salmon fillets should be explored by Salmon Zero this decade, with options to explore other complementary products in the future. So how does this branding, building, and broadening plan help IDA's customers? Well, let's remember our friend Conscious Camilla. Before Salmon Zero, she would go to the shops, not knowing what salmon to choose, picking blindly, and never really knowing if she truly made the right decision. With the zeroing in plan, Camilla already saw some posts on social media about Salmon Zero and remembers this when she sees the iconic eco labels and slogan in store. She cooks her salmon using a recipe video from the microsite and tells all her friends about the superior taste, freshness, convenience, and carbon benefits of Salmon Zero, and they try it too. The zeroing in plan puts a more environmentally sustainable product in the market, provides consumers with better informed choices, and IDA better awareness and perception in the market. I'll now pass you on to Fahid, who will talk you through our implementation and impact.
Thanks, Jasmine. As zeroing in contains 3 phases, we must consider a careful staggered rollout to ensure that we meet our key deliverables and triumph in our must-win battles. The branding phase will begin immediately, with the goal of being ASC and Nordic Swan certified by early and mid-2023 respectively. At this point, the website and social media platforms can be rolled out to engage consumers ahead of the omni-channel product release in supermarkets in 2023. Once Salmon Zero's position is solidified in the Norwegian market, they can look for opportunities to expand across Europe with current and new products starting around 2027. Now, in addition to the strategic rollout, zeroing in will deliver consistent financial returns, providing IDA with much needed capital for its regional and global expansion. These are showcased by an average return on investment of 33.03%, an average yearly net earnings of 7.8 million kroner, and a yearly revenue of 18.7 million kroner when compared to business as usual forecasts. Now, with a 3-phase strategy like this, there are understandably some risks involved. Firstly, the ASC and Nordic Swan certification may be delayed or denied. However, we are confident that our strategy of continued due diligence into various eco labels and buffer times will enable us to pivot and rectify any wrongdoings. I'm happy to cover the rest of our mitigating strategies during Q&A. Finally, let's look at the impact of our solution. IDA Fjordbruk's zeroing in strategy will focus on willingness to pay factors alongside carbon neutrality like freshness and taste, deliver various end products using omni-channels, and improve brand awareness through the Nordic region. This will have beneficial effects for the environment, consumer, and IDA Fjordbruk itself, meeting sustainable, innovative, and profitable targets. Zeroing in, bringing Dugnad to IDA. Thank you for listening to our presentation. We'll now invite you to ask us questions.